Question. Have you ever made some mistakes in your life and you wish you never went there before, or wish things would have changed at a different time? Well, I used to be on Section 8. And what that is when the government pays a percentage of your rent. So back in 94, I used to live with my mother, and in 95 I received a letter stating I got Section 8. So I moved by myself, well, by myself as an adult, but had 2 children, and I lived in an apartment building, and somebody broke in and stole the radio and like 90 of my CDs. So then I moved. That was in 95 to 96. Now from 96 to 99, I used to live in the city of Westchester, and my rent was like super cheap. I want to say it was probably less than $100. Now, we've made some mistakes in our life, like I said, and I wish I never went there. I wish I was not stupid enough to actually do this to myself. So in 99 to 2001, I used to live in a city called Sereno. It was a brand new apartment building. It had 500 apartments in it. It had 4 floors, and had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. My rent was $900, and that was actually cheap. Well, that was the regular amount, and then my actual percentage was only $40 that I had to pay a month, which was great. But the only thing was, when I first moved in the apartment, the building was brand new. I was the fifth person to move in the building, and within 2 years we had like 8 different managers, because they said something about that the managers were taking the money. I don't know. So I moved back to Westchester. From 2001 to 2003, I moved back to Westchester, and the good thing about living there, the manager said I was never late. You know, I had respectful children, so I was able to move back in the building in a bigger apartment, actually on the 2nd floor. It had high ceilings and everything great. But then in 2003, I moved out to Irvine, and that is I want to say, they say it's the safest city, but in another video it shows I'm explaining about situations that happened. So I stayed out there for 5 years, and I want to say my rent was probably $200 or $300, something like that. It was really cheap. I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, very nice. We had pool and a jacuzzi. It was great. It was so nice and clean out there. But one day I went to the Section 8 office, had on my job uniform, and stupid me said, "Oh, well, I just worked an overtime on my job, and I just got off of work." Why did I say that when I was sitting there in the office? Because what silly me did, I done told on myself and told the lady I done worked on my day off, and that means she took her little 10-key machine, was adding up some stuff, and next thing you know, and about 2 weeks later, my rent was $700 before I went to that office. After I left the office, I kid you not, she sent me a letter telling me I owe like $1,200, because all this time they was thinking that I was getting paid working for 40 hours, which actually I was, but that one time I worked 1 day of overtime. She must have done, next thing you know, I owed $1,200, so then I had to pay Section 8 back, $1,200. Then, mind you, about 6 months later, then they sent me a notice talking about, "Oh, we're increasing your rent because you get paid this amount of money." So then my rent went up to $1,460 within 6 months. Now, I was, I was actually full-time now by this time at my job. So a lot of times people say, "Oh, well, it depends on how much you get paid." Yeah, it does, actually. Because a lot of people were saying, you know, you could have still been on it now. Not that I want to say, that's called using the system when you don't have to. When you know you can afford to pay the regular amount of money, go ahead and do it. That just shows you what, you know, things that you have or things you've had, and it's able to increase your living, like you could buy your furniture, your bedroom set, the living room. So just want to take in stride of the things and the places that I've moved. I've moved 6 different times since '95. So I want to say, you know, it's good. And I did teach my children safety, not to do a lot of things, because one year, what year was this? Probably in like 2006, when we lived out there, the manager in Irvine said, you know, I want to give your son a present because he's so well mannered. He's not disrespectful. He listens, and he doesn't do a lot of things like the other kids do. There was a lot of kids of all nationality that would get on top of the little area, the carport, and they'll be walking up there or playing their ball up there and throwing the ball and hitting some certain things. And she was like, you know, your son is so well mannered. I'm gonna give him a little present. And I kid you not, the little present that she gave him was a PSP, which was one of those games, and he was so excited. Well, anyway, just want to let you know about my Section 8 experience. So yes, I've learned a lot, learned about different areas, and you know, I've always lived in very nice places. You know, if something goes wrong, you can always get it repaired within 24 hours, so you want to keep that in mind. So just also keep in mind that if you have an appointment and you go to the Section 8 place, don't be there in your outfit that you go to work in, because you don't want them to know that you're working no overtime, because you will be paying them back. So anyway, just to say that have a good day.